Good afternoon, America. I'm Katherine Johnson, and this is News at 6. Today we're going to do a quick recap on the recent war, World War I, also known as the Great War. Now, the war itself was the result of years of tension between European countries. We pretty much had no involvement in this, and we were literally dragged in by force. So it began with four major concepts: nationalism, imperialism, militarism, and the alliance system. The Western world, Europe especially, was obsessed with devotion to the culture of their nations. This led to a lot of competition. Imperialism was the expansion of the empire, and many European countries competed for land and colonies. This brings us to militarism. It's the excessive spending and expanding of the army. Since the countries were having so much tension, it was good to have a few friends in case a war ever came up. This is where the alliance system comes in. The war itself seemed pretty inevitable. One little thing could set off a country, and soon there'd be an attack. And that's exactly what happened. The Archduke and heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary, Franz Ferdinand, was assassinated. So Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, and here's where it gets confusing. The war was expected to be short, but the alliance system pulled Germany, who declared war on Russia. Germany then declared war on Russia's ally France. Then Germany invaded Belgium, so Britain declared war on Germany and Austria-Hungary. If you understood all that, then hats off to you. The US wanted no part of this war, and we decided to remain neutral. But after a cruise ship, the Lusitania, got attacked and sunk by German ships, 100 Americans died, and we took this as a serious offense. We then joined the side of the Allies, consisting of Britain, France, and Russia, against the Central Powers, Austria-Hungary, Germany, and the Ottoman Empire. A lot of countries were affected by it, ours included. Since we had just entered the war with inexperienced soldiers, we needed a Selective Service Act, and all adult males over 18 would be registered to be randomly drafted into the war. With all these men in the war requiring supplies and a lack of workers needed to mass produce said supplies, women were allowed into the workforces that were previously closed off from them. This leads to the 19th Amendment, and I hope to see everyone, ladies especially, at the polls in the next election. The economy rose, and so did the stock market. However, there was still a shortage of food and supplies. President Wilson established the Food Administration and declared certain days of the week without foods. Many neighborhoods built victory gardens and grew their own crops to ship to the troops in the Allies. Lots of artists created propaganda in order to support the war. It created a sense of patriotism, but sadly, it also created a sense of hatred and hysteria. Americans began targeting attacks towards immigrants from Germany and Austria-Hungary. Americans with German last names lost their jobs, and some were attacked or killed. Other social changes included the Great Migration, where African Americans left from the South to the North to escape Jim Crow laws and take job opportunities due to the lack of workers. The Allies ended up defeating the Central Powers, and they gathered in the Palace of Versailles in France to sign the Treaty of Versailles. The treaty established 9 new nations and carved 5 areas out of the Ottoman Empire. They were given to France and Britain as mandates until the areas were ready for self-rule and independence. The treaty also barred Germany from maintaining an army and required them to pay $33 billion in war reparations. Because of Germany's treatment and humiliation, the treaty's ability to maintain peace in Europe weakened. It contained a walkout clause, although other countries besides Germany were also responsible for the war. Also, there was no way Germany could pay the huge reparations cost, so it was stripped of its colonial possessions in the Pacific. Germany wasn't the only one upset. Russians were mad because they were excluded from the peace conference consisting of America, Italy, Britain, and France, since they were leaning more towards communism. Americans themselves opposed the treaty, believing it was too harsh and it was a sellout to imperialism. But it has done an adequate job so far in maintaining peace. Hopefully there won't be any other wars anytime soon. Up next, Josephine with the reports on the recent economic depression.